So basically in this course, we'll learn about the Oracle database administration. Basically, can anyone tell me what is the administration in real time so that you can able to understand exactly what we'll be doing in the organization? So anyone pure guess on the administration?
Managing work, like managing things.
Like managing things, right? So see, like whenever we say in organization we have to manage the things, means like user creation, user updation, their password updation, and the storage management and the connectivity, database startup and shutdown process, and we have some kind of patching activities. All these are the Oracle DBA tasks. All these combined we'll call as a administration. Since it's a related to Oracle database, we'll call it as a Oracle database administrators. Okay. So basically, I'll be covering in this course. These are the topics. If I go to the next slide. So these are the topics I'll be covering. So I'll go to the introduction and architecture. Basically, you will get the interview questions around 50 to 60% based on these concepts. Only this concept, architecture. So wherever you go, if you put 3+ years of experience or 2+ years of experience, you will face a lot of questions, lot of interview questions based on the architecture itself, 50 to 60%. So if you go through the clearly on the architecture, I think you should be able to clear the interview. That's the main part. And what this architecture include means I'll explain later. So the components, how the Oracle database works, how the any queries will run, where to look into. So basically architecture tells about the if any problems occurs, where we have to tune, where we have to look into it. That's all. And then installation of database software. So for this, we needed two softwares. So we'll be working in the Oracle Linux OS. I think everyone has knowledge on the Windows, right? Similarly, we have one OS called Linux. So we'll be installing that Linux OS first. Then we'll be installing the Oracle database on top of the Linux, and we will be practicing the things in the Linux, so that you will able to get the real-time knowledge whenever you face the interview, or if you placed as a DBA, you don't need to concern about your new OS experience. So that's why we are doing it from our lab itself. We can install the database software in Windows also, but 95% of the clients, most of the clients, they are working on the Linux. They want their database on the Linux or Linux OS. So basically we start with the Oracle 12c version. Later on we'll go to there, then we'll upgrade it to 93, so that you will have the upgrade experience as well. So that session covers around 4 to 5 hours installing the softwares. Coming to the next session, basic admin task. Suppose the daily routine of the DBS, how our daily routine will be. So if we go to the shift, or if we go to the organization, we'll start it from we'll start our shift. What are all things we get in our 8 hours of work? So let me talk casually. We don't get 8 hours of work as a DBS. Okay. If I want to say, if you get the right project, or if you get the well settled project or stabilized project, you no need to work much on it. So only you have to work on the activities like a patching, cloning, that's all. There won't be any much issues until and unless the client will come to you with the problem. So it's basically not like a developing, you have to develop this, or you have to fix this issue, or you have to test this. It's not like that. If client face any problem, come to you, hey, I got this problem, can you look into this? Then only you will get the work. In fact, sometimes you will be sitting ideally for the whole week or whole month. In fact, some projects you can sit for a month. So that's how the task will be. And suppose if you are into the new projects or any unstabilized project, but you will get the always work on that. It purely depends upon the project. So what is the basic admin tasks here? So it includes creating the new databases and managing them, and I'll explain the instances, what is the instance and everything. Then starting and stopping of the database. We call this procedure the bounce the database. Start and stop of the database is called the bouncing of the database. Then different stages of the database. Then how to check the log files regarding database task. Everything I'll be explaining. So we won't be covering the rack here. I'll just give the highlight knowledge on the rack. Just please don't keep in this in mind. Then going to the next slide, these are the advanced admin task. So in every organization, we will be having the levels, right? Whoever are the supporting, I think Sucharita is supporting. I think she might supporting on L1 activities or L2 activities, I think. Okay. So in similar way, we are having the these levels in the database role as well. So L1, L2, L3, L4 kind of things. So L1 guys, what they basically do is they will keep on monitoring the tickets, alerts, emails, and they will inform to the senior DBAs or next level DBAs. Hey, we got this work. Could you please acknowledge it? And could you please work on this like that? So those type of task L1 guys will do. So what is the minimum experience to work as a L1? So L1 starts as a fresher and it goes up to 2 years of the experience. 0 to 2 years, we can work as a L1 engineers. Since we don't have the much knowledge, so we'll be monitoring the tickets, we'll monitoring the alerts and emails, we'll be assigning to the engineers. So what is a L2? So it's kind of bit advanced to the L1. User creation, table space management, storage management, starting and stopping the instances kind of things. L3 and L4 are the complete advanced kind of performance tuning issues, cloning, patching, everything, the advanced task. Okay. That will be advanced topics will be covered for the 3 hours. Okay. Around 3 hours, I can say. Then the important topic in our entire DBA life is backup and recovery. So basically, backup is a process of taking up the backup of whole database, and it should be able to restore and recover the data from the backup at any asked time. Any asked time. Suppose I lost the data today 8 o'clock. Client will definitely come and ask me, hey, I lost the data. Could you please restore the data till today's 8 o'clock? Then you should able to restore it. When you will be able to restore it, when you have the proper backup of the database. So I'll explain the backup and recovery with the scenarios, how it works and everything. The session will take around 3 to 5 hours, I can say, since it's a very important topic. And backup recovery advanced topics as well. We'll complete in these sessions itself. Then we'll go to the next slide. I'll explain about the data guard configuration. So what do you mean by data guard and everything I'll be explaining around 2 to 3 hours. Data guard advanced topics for 3 hours. Then we have one more concept called cloning. Okay. We have one more concept called cloning. Cloning is nothing but copying of database from one server to another server, or copying of database to the same server itself. So this process is called the cloning. So performance tuning basics I'll be able to handle here. So what needs to be, if suppose select star from EMP is running a slow in my server or my database, some clients comes up with an issue, I should be able to tune it. I should be able to bring up with a better time. Suppose it's running for the 5 minutes, I should be able to bring it execution time for at least 2 to 3 minutes. Then we'll final discussions and question and answers. We'll be doing the mock interviews on every session. So weekly, one day will be dedicating to the mock interview on the previously covered topics. So these are the things we will be covering. So any questions? Have you anyone gone through the Oracle DBA topics or any Oracle DBA information previously before attending this session? Anyone?
Only little, like the intro.
Okay, introduction. So only you got the introduction details, right? Okay, perfect. So these are the topics. So now tell me what and all prerequisites you need to cover all these topics. Any guess? Any guess or any concerns? So that I'll say the prerequisite for this is basic understanding of conceptual knowledge and basic understanding of SQL. Basic, very basic. I can't say it completely advanced or advanced. It's a very basic level of SQL. That's all. So when I say conceptual knowledge, so what it mean? I mean, suppose if someone comes to you, hey, explain how your laptop works. You don't need technical knowledge for this, but you need a conceptual language. So may I know what is the process when you start working on the laptop? Can anyone say just basic steps? We have to open the laptop. We have power on the laptop. Then OS will boot. OS will take time to boot itself. Then it will ask us for the password. Then it will
Startup will be loaded.
then it will load the OS. Then user interface will be providing to us.
Yeah.
See, there is no technical knowledge. There is no technical terms in between this process, but there is a conceptual things, right? If anything if OS is not loaded, your computer won't be opening. If your password is not entering, if you give the wrong passwords, you won't be able to access the OS. So these are the basic concepts of the laptop. Similarly, for the database, we will be having the conceptual knowledge. So how database will open, which and all files are required to database to be opened, what are the background processes, what are the memories that we need to be associated with. This and all very conceptual knowledge. And then I said basic SQL knowledge. When I say basic SQL knowledge is suppose, I think everyone aware of alter commands, right? Select commands,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
select command, alter command. It won't be a huge lines, okay, in the command. It will be maximum one line command, just one line command.
Yes, sir.
Alter database open, alter database mount. These are the 3-word sentence. Such a simple small queries we should be able to understand and we should be able to remember them. That's all. And apart from that, there is no need of any prior technical knowledge to take up this challenge. There no need to be any particular degree to take up this course. These are the prerequisites that what and all you want. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then we'll move to the basic understanding. So what is the database? When it found? Why the purpose? What is the purpose of the database? Everything. So can anyone guess in your terms? Can anyone define the database?
Like where data is stored.
So basically, it's a
Set of data.
best a collection of data. We can say,
Collection.
right? Where the data will be stored, and we can retrieve the data as per our need whenever we want, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's called the database. So, and there is one more called we have two types of databases, kind of RDBMS we have, right? We have
Yes,
the
sir.
one database called RDBMS. The full form of RDBMS is Relational Database Management System. So when I say RDBMS, so every tables. So basically database, the data will be stored in the form of tables. Okay. The data will be stored in the form of tables. It won't be stored like Excel data or some other or Notepad data, something like that. It will store in the form of tables. What table contains columns and rows? That's all. Where column is the heading of that particular row. That's the thing. So when I say RDBMS, if I have a 3 tables in my database, there would be some relation. We can fetch the records across all these 3 tables. It's called the relational database. So Oracle is one of the main RDBMS that was introduced in 1977 by Larry Ellison. Previous to this, the database was in unorganized manner. So there was no proper RDBMS software until Oracle takes place. So once Oracle has developed the database, then the things got changed hugely. We can say there is a lot of impact once this database was introduced. It's kind of revolution in the IT industry. So this database was developed in 1977 by Larry Ellison, who is the founder of the Oracle. Currently, he's a board member. He's not a CEO, but he's a board member currently. And and a database will be having the logical and physical structures. When I say logical and physical, can anyone guess what is the difference? Logical means what we can read from the databases. Okay, in OS level, in operating system level, the files won't be there. Suppose if I say employee table, shall I able to find it on my OS level, like C drive, D drive, or something?
No.
Yeah, we won't be able to find that, right? But it will be present in the database. We can fetch the record from the database. So that's called the logical data or logical structure. When I say the physical data or physical structure, we can access through the OS. We can access the files through the OS level, like Notepad files, Word files, PDF files. There are a lot of files we can access, right? Like this. So these and all are physical files. Okay. When I say logical, we won't be able to see them through the OS, but the data is present in the database. So in database, we'll be having the physical and logical structure. Everything is be organized to these through these two structures. Okay. Then we'll go into the next steps. So I've just explained or added the what do you mean by RDBMS, how the data will be stored, how the data is used by the business. See here, when I say RDBMS, the data is often stored in tables, so called the relations. Okay, there can be a million rows. You can't even imagine how big the database would be sometimes. I think I'll pause for some time, guys. This BBMP guys are roaming, okay? You might be feeling the disturbance for this audio. You are listening some audio in my background, right?
No issue, sir. Problem. No problem.
Okay. Okay. So then RDBMS use SQL queries to access the data, to store the data, to fetch the data, to manage the data, basically. Okay, SQL stands for the structured query language. You can create, delete, and modify the tables using SQL queries. So these are the things I've added here. Okay, I'll pause for a minute, bro. Okay. I think my background has got a bit reduced, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So then we'll go through the next slide. Let's see what all things are there. So there are in industry, we'll be having the three types of database. Okay. In RDBMS, we'll be having the three type of databases. One is OLTP and one is data warehousing. These are the main two types of the database. And another one is where it's a combination of OLTP and data warehouse. Okay. So what do you mean by OLTP? So basically OLTP stands for Oracle Transfer Process, Online Transaction Processing. Okay. OLTP stands for Online Transaction Processing. So when I say the online transaction, what and all things it can be do? It can insert, it can delete, it can manage, it can modify. We can fetch the data, we can fetch the records from the database. So all the transactional purpose, we will be using the OLTP databases, online transaction processing databases. So and another one is data warehousing. When I say the data warehouse, it's a basic in general terms. What do you mean by warehouse? Generally, it's a very huge, right? Very big, where all the things will be stored. Similar way in Oracle database, data warehouse is it's a huge database where all the data will be dumped, and it can be used for the only fetching purpose, for the only analysis purpose. So I can go to the historical data. I can get the data of till 10 years back, or 20 years back, or 30 years back, and I can analyze that particular data for future. So those kind of databases will be defined as a data warehouse. So another one is a combination of OLTP and data warehouse, where you can do both analysis and you can do transactions. And then if you go to the next slide, so basically today let's start with the versions. What are the Oracle database versions we had? So it starts from Oracle found in the 6i, but in 1977. But since we are too younger generation to access those kind of databases, so our experience starts from 11g. Okay. So where 11g, in 11g, G stands for grid. Okay, where the grid has introduced. Actually, grid was introduced from the 10g onwards. Previously, we had the Oracle version of 9i. In 2007, we got the 10g version of the database. G, where the G stands for grid. Grid was introduced from 10g of the version. So Oracle database version 11g has introduced in September 2009, and then they have introduced the 12c version in 2013, and 12c version released in 2016. Then they have introduced the 18c, where C stands for the cluster. Okay, C stands for the cluster, and 18c introduced in 2018. So, and then the latest database is 19c. 19c introduced in 2019. Then the current higher version is 21c, but most of the organizations are still using this 12c only. 12c, when I say 12c, it can be either both. It can be either both either level 12c release 1 or 12c release 2. So basically database versions would be like this, either 12.1.01. How we read it is 12.1.01 or 12.2.02 or 12.2.04, like this, where the 12 stands for the major release number, remaining are the patch number or database versions, like that. So here in our practical things, we'll be working on the 12c version. Then later at the end of our course, we will be upgrading it to 19c. so that we will be having the experience in both 12C and 19C. Okay. So then these are the major DBA tasks. I mean, we do regularly in our shifts, like installing the Oracle software, creating the database, starting and shut down the database, managing the database storage structures, managing users and security, managing schema objects such as tables, indexes, views, and everything, and database backups and recoveries. So we have a couple of types of backups. Mainly, we will using the RMAN for the backup and recovery. RMAN stands for Recovery Manager. So we'll be going through, we'll be taking deep dive through the RMAN backup and recovery scenarios. Then we will, then DBA should monitor the database health. That they will frequently be doing the database health checkups. That includes the storage monitoring, alert monitoring, errors monitoring, everything, right? Then whenever we get the request, we should able to perform the upgrades of the database, including the Oracle Homes. Then we should able to perform the performance tuning. Suppose if any clients come up with the slowness of the query, we should be able to bring up to the better situation to acceptable time. So these are the basic tasks some do. So can anyone feel the difficult in this task? I think installation software, once we practice, we should be able to get it. Creating the database, once we practice, we should be able to do it. Starting and shutdowning of the database, same, just 2 to 3 steps of is there, that's all. Then managing the database storage, where you will be having focus, you should be able to focus about 1 to 2 hours, where you need to understand the what is the logical structure and physical structure, what is the table space, what is the data file, what is a temp file. So you need to go through these topics to gain the knowledge on managing database storage. Then managing users and security, again you need to go through the user management topics, where you will be learning the user, how to create the user in database, how to assign the roles and responsibilities, how to assign the profiles for that, how to assign the privileges that particular user. Those kind of things you will be learning in the user management. Once that is done, you should be able to do this, all these managing users and security things. Then managing schemas. Okay, when I say schema is nothing but a user in the database. So we call schemas in users as a schema in database. So when I say schema objects, those can be either tables or indexes or views, sequences, DB links, etc., etc. So we should be able to manage. When I say manage, we should be able to export and import kind of things. Database won't be involved in creating any objects, okay, like a tables, indexes, or that, but we should be able to manage them. Then backups and recoveries, as I told, we'll go through the RMAN concept. Once we completely understand the RMAN concepts, we should be able to completely perform the backup and recoveries based on the scenarios. Whatever situation we face, we should be able to resolve that particular issue. Then we'll tell about the location of the alert logs and which log files we need to monitor and everything. So once we gain the knowledge on this, we can able to perform all these tasks. Then upgradation, at the end of our course, we will be going hands-on experience for the upgradation. So that once that is done, you should be able to upgrade the software by yourself. You will gain the knowledge on that. Performance tuning, we don't touch it very deeply, but I'll tell the what are the basics, what to tune when they comes and all. So these are the things we'll be covering in our entire course. Any questions still here?
No, sir.
Any real-time questions? Is there any concerns? How about the pay? How about the careers? Kind of any questions, any silly questions you can ask me now. Anything, how would be the future? What is the next level of DBAs? How can we grow up? Come on, ask me.
So how many days for this course, sir?
This
45
will
days?
take around, I am planning around 30 days, 30 to 45 days.
Okay.
Okay, it will be completing completely on the practical. I won't be taking much thing on the theory.
Yes, sir.
So I'll be explaining the theory for 30 minutes, then I'll be taking the practical for 30 minutes, kind of things. So I'll able to help you in installing all the softwares, all the necessary softwares. Once you are okay with the softwares, then we'll start the course. Again, the installation will be very headache. It will take around 3 to 4 days.
Okay.
Okay.
What is the
So,
configuration required, sir?
you need a minimum basic configuration like a i5 processor or i3. So you need minimum 400 GB of the storage. Okay.
Yeah, okay, sir. It's okay, no problem.
Okay, for 400 to 500 GB of the storage. That's all. So
So
we'll be
Saturday, Sunday we have also class, sir?
no weekends I won't be taking, and sometimes whenever I'll be having the busy day schedule. So at the
Okay.
on that day I can assign you some assignments so that
Okay.
you can able to work on that. Okay.
Okay.
Because since I'm
No
working
problem.
employee, right? So I'm working as a lead here.
Yes, yes, yes,
I
yes.
cannot expect my workload.
Yes, sir.
All of a sudden I may got the night emails, so I need to sit on that and work, kind of things.
Yes. You can manage many things.
Yeah. At that time, I'll assign some assignments. Not only at that time, but whenever I complete the class, I need complete efforts from each one of you. Complete.
Okay, sir.
Okay, yeah, do.
Thank you.
Whenever you will be having the efforts only, they will be useful for you and me as well. Okay. Time is not a free for everyone.
Yes, sir.
When you are investing your time, you should be able to learn something.
Yes, sir.
So I need a complete efforts on you, at least 3 to 4 hours. Man, it's a very easy course if you really concentrate on this.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
You can't believe I just studied this course myself, and I've just got placed as a in campus interview in the Oracle itself.
Okay. Good.
Okay, that's how I was dedicated on this. I was a no tutor. I was a no some professor to teach me. I just gained knowledge myself. And the interview part also, basically a lot of concepts, a lot of interview questions we'll be facing on the architecture. When I say architecture, I'll be explaining in next class. Where is this? Wait a second. So it's when I say architecture, it's completely kind of conceptual understanding. Okay. So conceptual, when I say conceptual understanding, what this component will do, what is the use of this particular component, how the queries will run in the database, which component of the which component of the database will take care of the select statement, kind of questions. Okay, it's a completely on conceptual understanding. So that's why you, as a 3 years experience guys, you need to put a much efforts in the understanding of architecture. So basically, when I said DB database server, where the database has installed, we will be having these kind of server process, data files, system files. Then we have a SGA and PGA. So under SGA, we will be having these kind of components, background process. So I'll be explaining each and everything. You should be able to understand these things.
Okay.
That's what I required from all of you guys.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So then what else? Are there any questions?
No, sir.
You'll be giving the material, right?
Yeah, I'll be giving these materials. So this is my materials. I've been preparing myself. So each and every topics I'll be giving you these docs so that you can practice on this.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Okay. This will be having the complete queries, how to run, how to create, how to manage the things.
Okay, sir.
Then any questions? So how much pay you are expecting for this? I guess.
Hello.
Hello.
So based on the experience, right?
Yeah, it's based on the experience. Suppose if you put the 3 years,
Like I'm
what's your expectation? I mean to ask, what is your expectation on the pay?
on the current market scenario, it's around 8 to 10 on 3.5 years of experience.
Yeah, 3.5, we can go up to 10 to 11.
Yeah,
Or
10.
if you have a huge knowledge, you can go up to 13, 14 also.
That's entirely depends upon
It
individual
depends
candidate.
upon you,
How we perform, how we
how
perform.
you perform in the interview and how confident you looks.
But basic scale is like 8 to 10, right? If we put on 4 to years.
For 2 years, yeah, I can start from 6.5 to 10.
Yeah.
So any concerns in this part? And someone can ask, what is the future of the DBAs?
DBS cannot be replaced. Even AI cannot like it's a manual task which needs to be having manual intervention.
No,
So
but we there are there are some new concepts they are introducing already. OCA, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure,
okay.
where the patching and cloning everything will be automated, and it is on the GUI, graphic user interface itself. But to do that automation also, to at least for the navigation also, they require the DBA. So it's
Yeah.
a long lasting thing.
It's a manual intervention process.
Yes.
Like you need someone to take care of things.
Right. And here the lovely part of DBS is they'll be interacting with the much teams like storage team, network team, developing team. There will be interaction. There will be an interact for each and every team for the issues to resolve the issues kind of things. And apart from that, there is a lot of scope to upgrade the skills. Like you can start your career as a basic core DBA. We called what we are doing now is a core DBA. Okay. So it then next level it can go to the rack. You can gain the knowledge on rack. Then you can gain the knowledge on the Oracle apps DBA we called. Then we can gain the knowledge on Golden Gate. So there is a lot of scopes. Okay, everything for everything. The base is core database admin, core DBA. So you can navigate your career through as you want. So this is the importance of career growth. Is the details of career growth DBA. So any more questions?
No, sir.
No, no, sir.
Any concerns or anything you can discuss? I think each and everyone will be having their own PC, right? Personal PC.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be installing the softwares there. Then we'll start the things.
Okay, sir.
That's all. So only one guy is working, right? Who wants the class below 9 a.m.
Yes, sir. It's me.
Would it be any concern if I take after 6 p.m.?
Yeah, no problem. sir.
No, sir. I can't connect.
After
My
6?
working hours is 2 to 11.
Oh, okay. 2 to 11.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, don't fine. I think then 8 a.m. will be the feasible for everyone, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, then
Uh,
we'll start.
and will there be any special sessions like on weekends to cover quick, like 2 hours or something like that?
No, we don't utilize the weekends because I mean the weekends for the we can have the unplanned things or we can have the planned things. We can do everything on the weekdays. If something, it's not necessary to complete in 30 days or 45 days. Once I complete, there is no bond between you and me. You can ask me the question and you can share your concepts or you can share your doubts at any
Okay.
time, at any point of time.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we can recall the topics again if you want.
Yeah.
Our ultimate goal is to gain the knowledge that we should be able to perform well in the interviews. But again, one thing I'm telling here, I will be touching the basics of every concept. But once you start practicing, you will be having the more doubts, right? Each
Right.
and every doubt is an interview question. What I'll suggest you is if you get the doubt, you just simply go and search in the Google because it's an open platform. You will be able to find the answers almost for every your doubts in the Google itself. Try to understand the concept there because some people will able to understand themselves. Okay, if I teach something, if I teach 2 or 3 hours, still they will be having many doubts. Once if they read for themselves, they will be able to understand. So that's why I will be telling, learn for yourself first, understand the concepts for yourself. Still you are not getting, then I'll able to try to push it. I'll able to try to make you understanding the things there. So this is called the efforts. So all I want is these kind of efforts from you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay then. So here we have 4 people. So all will be coming from tomorrow, right? Shall we start our course from tomorrow
Yeah.
Yes, yes, sir.
at same time, 8 o'clock? Okay.
Okay. Sir. Okay. Sir.
Okay.
Okay then. I'll drop off now.
Okay, sir. Bye,
Thank
sir.
you. Good day. Everyone have the good
Bye,
day.
sir.
Bye.
You too have a great
Bye
day.
bye. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.